and Mike Show.
Gimme, I need.
Howard Stern all morning. Don and Mike all afternoon. G. Gordon Liddy midday. And the Grease Man at night. With a capital W. WJFK.
Hot to the islands, article of the week.
About 2 hours ago, we were doing my estimation, a fantastic rave out on Kathy Lee.
You bet.
And everything that's wrong with her and the big hypocrisy that she stands for.
Mm-hmm.
And one of our fans has come up with, look at this, Kathy Lee's sister's home phone number.
There you go.
We will save that for tomorrow's show.
Wonderful.
Or maybe we'll just put it in a special spot.
Yep.
And the next time that we really start raving out about her.
Sure.
Well, when we've still got all the venom built up inside us, that's when we'll call her sister.
Then we'll find out if she is not what she seems to be.
Oh, which has got to be the case.
Yeah, of course.
Hey, what am I saying? Let's just call tomorrow. Let's just do it. Heck, we could do it right now, except, Rudy's on the line.
That's right.
Hi, Rudy.
How you doing, guys?
Hey, there he is, America's #1 TV sports journalist, straight from the pages of USA Today with a mighty handsome picture in his column. Here he is, Rudy Martzke, postponed from yesterday, actually postponed from Monday, because Monday was a holiday.
Yeah.
Then yesterday we had all kinds of controversy going, and now here he is. Rudy, are you on the road right now?
No, I'm back in Washington. Flew back this afternoon. Actually, in Atlanta today at the Turner Studios. Watched Tanya Harding's performance on a direct feed from Lillehammer, and then I'm back here now. But
Hey, here's the question.
We'll watch Nancy Kerrigan.
Here's the question for you. Sherry was just asking us during the break. We were talking about this whole thing's going to be on tonight, and Sherry, Pollyanna over there, she says, gee, well, if it's all taped, do you think the part with Nancy Kerrigan and Tonya Harding will be right in the very beginning? And Mike and I are telling her, you silly girl. They're going to drag it out. You're probably not going to see it till close to 11 o'clock.
Sure.
What is your read on how that's going to run tonight?
I can program CBS's Olympics by now. We know how they're going to do it. But the one thing that's going to be different, you're right, Don, that about 10:45 p.m., right in there, we're going to see Nancy Kerrigan skate. And as you people know by now, she's in first place after this technical performance. She had a great performance out there. Kim Simpson of TNT said it was great and so on. Anyway, she's first. But since she skated 26 out of 27 skaters, and CBS journalistically does not show the skaters out of place, Tanya Harding, who was 8th, will be shown probably in the first hour of the evening, I'm guessing.
Oh, so they will do it in the order.
Yeah.
They're going to show all 27 skaters?
No. They're going to show about 11, maybe 12 of them.
Oh, and those that they show, they are going to show in order then?
Yeah, but they won't skip it. In other words, what happens is number 4 skater for the whole night is Katarina Witt. And I hate to spoil it for all your listeners, but I enjoy doing this. She comes in 6th, okay? So,
listen to that, he loves it.
But so Katarina will probably be the first one we see tonight. I'm even guessing that CBS right about 8:03 p.m. is going to go to Katarina and going to show her performance, which was, I thought, flawless. Okay, but the difference with Katarina is she doesn't have the technical difficulty because she's from a previous age of skating. Okay, so she doesn't have all these flips and dipsy doos, whatever they. Those extra soft calls.
You know them things, them flips and then dipsy
Yeah,
doos.
right.
You're a big fan of the sport, aren't you, Rudy? I think that's pretty obvious.
We all get into it every 2 years in this
Well,
game.
but it's easier
4 years.
It's easier for you to get into it than some, because you get to fly down to Atlanta and have like Ted Turner kiss your butt while you watch it from CNN. Did you see Ted or Jane during your trip to Atlanta?
I tell you, Ted surprisingly doesn't even show up at most of Turner's events. Like they had the World Series. Ever since he and Jane fell asleep at the World Series, Ted makes himself absent at these situations.
Well, listen, I've got a question for you about the Olympics. I'm one of those people that tapes David Letterman every night because I don't stay up late enough to watch it. And I got that VCR Plus thing. Yeah, you should hook that up, Mike, because that thing works like a charm.
It's just sitting there gathering dust.
You punch the numbers in, and the machine starts at 11:35. Here's my question: if all this Olympic junk that they're running at night is on tape, and nothing can happen to surprise them, how come it's running late? How come it runs like till 11:30? Because then, see, the problem for me, and that's the only way I can look at things from my viewpoint, for me personally, the problem is when I put the tape in, I only get half a Letterman show.
Yeah, well,
How come if all the stuff is already pre-taped, how come they run over?
Well, because there was a couple nights in these Olympics, they scheduled it to 11:30 because they had extra, like a heavy program that night, okay?
No, I didn't know that.
That's why. I mean, sometimes it gets lost in the shuffle. I think it was, what was it, Sunday night or Monday night, I think they went to 11:30.
Well, imagine my predicament. I'm right in that halfway through enjoying the interview with Sinbad, and suddenly the tape just ends.
You have it set to record every night at the same time.
11:35 to 12:35.
You have to check your TV guide.
Oh, that's too much trouble for me, Buzz. Too much trouble. They should just run it a uniform.
Can't you
time.
readjust it so it
Yes.
will be open-ended?
Well,
No.
there's a way to add time, but what you should have done is cancel the every night program in your VCR Plus and entered a one night only number for the night that it was going to be on late.
Listen to that,
Hey,
Buzz.
here's what I'm learning from you guys. I went out and bought a VCR recently, and I was told if you have cable TV, it's no sense getting the VCR Plus because it doesn't work that way.
Oh, no, it does work with
No, it's
cable.
even better with cable because it'll change the channel on your cable box while you're gone.
Well, that's so much so I bought a loser.
No, but for Rudy, for like $30, you can get one of those VCR Pluses and your problem's solved.
You have a color TV though, right, Rudy?
Well, USA Today, they'd pick up the cost, wouldn't they?
Yeah.
All right, so you've explained my question there. Here's another question for you. When all is said and done with the Olympics, how much of a big winner will CBS be? I know that the numbers have been really good. How big are the numbers in relation to other Olympics, and what does this all mean for CBS?
Okay, well, it means that some of these guys, like the president, Neil Pilson, are probably going to keep their jobs. But this is the most astronomical two-week run in television history. It's just hard to, fathom. CBS is now 37% ahead of 1992, and it's going to be they're averaging a 25.9 rating, okay? And they're, which is, on a 10-night stretch, you can't even imagine that. And on top of that, it's the highest-rated Olympics in history, and that goes back to, 1972 Munich.
Now, how can that
They
be?
didn't even have any cable competition.
I don't even know anybody that's into the Olympics. I mean, I know all my friends, watch it, but I don't know anybody that's really into it. How could it be getting the highest ratings of all time?
I'll tell you why. The Tonya Harding, Nancy Kerrigan thing, just for 35 days of this soap opera, just heightened the interest for all these viewers. And it's got, let's face it, the women control of television in prime time. They usually send the men off to the other TV set to watch basketball or hockey or something else, okay? And in this case, the Olympics, more than any other sports event, captures women as it does the Summer Olympics for gymnastics, but figure skating has even got a higher, let's say, interest among women. And then you take the fact that you got the Harding-Kerrigan thing, it blew everybody out of water for what they expected to get.
Will we see something astronomical with the overnights tomorrow regarding the competition? Do you think we're going to see some sort of, mind-boggling record set as far as ratings tonight?
I think not. See, the word gets around now. Of all the days that people want to know the results before the show comes on the air, today's the one. And the word is spreading around. It's on the local news, the early news. People are telling each other, hey, Nancy Kerrigan's in first place, okay? So now that's even an extra reason for people to want to watch. People don't want to watch a bad situation. If they would have known that Nancy fell and Tonya fell and neither one was in medal contention, CBS's ratings would have been hurt somewhat tonight. But now that Nancy's in first place, that's it. Look out. It'll probably be, above. It could be above a 35 rating tonight.
Now, if they get a 35 rating, will all the executives get sloppy drunk and have a big party here at CBS?
Let me always say to me, tell us something we don't know. Well, I just tried to call.
What was that,
a while
Rudy?
ago.
You tried to call CBS.
I tried to call them in Norway. Nobody's in. I think that's where they are. The store got a bar.
Hey, you want to go see who that is? It could be someone important.
Well, let me check just a minute.
Okay. You never know. Sometimes it's Bob Costas, sometimes it's Pat O'Brien, sometimes just some of our dorky listeners, Father and Rudy at home.
Have you seen any of the promos for Pat O'Brien's show?
Yeah.
Yeah, Pat O'Brien is a guy that I don't know who's doing his writing, but I can't understand what he's saying, Rudy.
Yeah, Pat O'Brien?
Yeah.
Here's the thing on Pat. Pat is Mr. Laidback Cool. I gave him some static on the phone today where I said...
Oh, good. What'd you say to him?
Well, he defended himself. He defends himself in the paper tomorrow tomorrow. He says, hey, if people think I'm too hip or too cool, too laid back, too trendy, he says, I'll take that to my grave. So,
Yeah, but someone should tell him he's not hip. That's the whole thing. He acts like he's hip, but he's not hip. I mean, if you're hip, you don't go around and have to announce it to people.
And if you try to be too hip, you end up sounding stupid.
Yeah. Maybe this is CBS, guys. Give me a
All right.
second. I don't know.
Hey, listen, while Rudy's getting the call, will someone bring me the sports section for the Post today? Because there was something in there I want to share with everybody. Yeah, Rudy, do you know? Hey, I am not surprised you don't know how to run a VCR, Rudy.
You know, it might be worth it just to get into that
I'm back.
call conferencing thing, just so we can have whoever calls in join us on the air.
Who was it, Rudy?
I think that was somebody from Norway because it was an echo and I couldn't hear who it was, and so I'll call back to that number.
All right, let me ask you about this real quickly. Michael Jordan, we are seeing conflicting reports that yes, he's doing well, no, he's not doing well. What is the deal with Michael Jordan?
I think that it's amazing at the attention he keeps getting on this, and all these guys, these baseball writers, keep knocking him. But hey, if Michael Jordan was in baseball training camp right now, would we even know what's going on? And yet he's not going to make it. I mean, he's starting to face some major league pitching now. He's getting like one hit and 15 swings, and it was a great attempt by the guy. I give him all the credit, but I don't think you'll be seeing Michael in a White Sox uniform this year, except for maybe some promotional purposes.
All right, last item for you. I was reading the Post this morning, and while I don't necessarily agree with this, this has got to be something I've always wanted to do when I read that there's this real idiot in the Washington Post who writes a radio column. Guy is just a real dickweed, and he never writes anything true about us, and he always takes the facts and he always slants them. And I've always thought, wouldn't it be great one day to get like half a page across from his column just to dispute everything that this jerk writes about us?
Sure.
Well, today I read the Washington Post sports. Did you see the sports section tonight?
Yes, I did. I glanced at it.
Did you see this?
No, I didn't.
The letter from Abe Poland?
No.
A guy who writes for the Post named Michael Wilbon. He's a pretty good columnist. He really got on Abe Poland's ass over the weekend about the Cap Center,
right.
About what an awful building it is and how Abe is a bad owner and all this other stuff. And Abe Poland takes out an ad in the newspaper today. And listen to this. To Michael Wilbon. Now, this has got to make this guy feel pretty important. I mean, the owner of the Caps and the Bullets is taking out an ad in the paper just to cut him a new butthole.
Sure.
Your quote, here in the Washington area, you have to drive to Timbuktu to get to the game, then sit in the worst arena in the league. With all due respect to some of my colleagues in other cities, you have obviously never been in the Boston Garden, which is over 40 years old and non-air conditioned, or Chicago Stadium, 50 years old, or Richfield Stadium, which is an hour from Cleveland, or the arena in Portland, Oregon. And what he's doing is he lists a bunch of arenas that he thinks are worse than the Capitol Center. You're either blind or prejudiced against me, or both. Shame on you for denigrating the wonderful folks at Prince George's County and my building, which is only 3 miles from the D.C. line. Sincerely, Abe Poland. And then here's the best part. P.S. I have bought a world-class, privately financed arena and 2 major league franchises to the national capital area. What have you brought to this community? P.P.S. I know I have no chance of winning a war of words with you. These words are very costly for me. Your words are free. Therefore, I declare you the winner. That is beautiful.
Hats off to old Abe. I kind of like that.
Well, I like calling him honest.
Well, I tell you what.
Rudy, you ever heard about anything? Have you ever heard anything like that before?
I can't recall ever somebody. I mean, many times people in sports that I've covered have called me and ripped me. Maybe sent letters to my editors saying I'm off base and rotten or whatever. But nobody's ever taken on an ad. Is this? Now, I will say this: the Washington Post writers, Tony Kornheiser, Wilbon, and some others, have had a constant theme that the Cap Center is terrible. It's really called the USA Arena now.
Don't call it that, though, Rudy, unless they give you free tickets.
Pardon?
Don't call it the USA Arena unless they give you free tickets.
Oh, okay.
It's still the Capitol Center.
Okay, that's fine. But or that it's too far out. Well, look, I live over in Reston, Virginia, which it's far from me. But I'll tell you this: I've been to many arenas in this country, and the Cap Center is better than a lot of them. Yeah, it's not as good as some of the new ones that have been built, but it's still better. Hey, that Boston Garden is about the worst building I've ever been in.
Well, my only thing was
treasured. Yeah, the Chicago Stadium is similar to that too. So that's where Abe's right. And let's face it: as much as Abe has maybe mismanaged some of these clubs that he owns. He does own them, and they are Washington teams.
And isn't that something? He gets so pissed off by an article in the newspaper, he buys an entire half page, and basically the best part is the PSS.
Right.
I know I have no chance of winning a war of words with you. My words are very costly. Your words are free. Therefore, I declare you the winner. But after I've just written a half-page thing in a post saying, eat me.
Yeah, with that thing about I brought these teams to Washington, what have you done? That's like saying, hey, how much money do you make, pal?
Oh, that's great. That is just great. Hey, Rudy, do you have a nugget for us?
I do have a nugget. Now,
Okay, what is the nugget?
when you guys get home at 8 o'clock and that CBS show comes on, watch this. I'm embarrassed about this. You know how we as Americans feel that we're fair, okay? Katarina Witt, in 1984 when she won her first gold medal, she couldn't speak any English. She went out of her way to learn English. She's come to this country and skated here and actually worked for CBS in 1992 Olympics, but she's known as pretty popular in this country. Well, today, when she got about a 5.2 to 5.3 in her performances, the U.S. judge gave her a 4.9. I mean, way lower than anybody else. I thought it was terrible. So watch it tonight.
That's a nugget? Oh, that's a bad nugget. Okay, Rudy. All right, I like the CBS executives getting drunk better than that one.
Well, yeah, but now what is it? I mean, see, now Don's not in for the Olympics. Okay?
No, I'm sorry, I'm not. You're right. I'll be watching Home Improvement tonight.
Okay.
Even though it's a rerun, the one with Bob Vila on it.
A good rerun, though.
Yeah, it's a good one where Tim soups up the big old, what is it, the riding lawnmower. He puts like a jet engine on the back of it.
There's your nugget.
Hey, and I heard something about Tim Allen today. Where did I hear this?
Electricity? Something about electricity?
Yeah, did you hear that, Buzz? That he, electrocuted himself, or
He
was playing with wires?
Yeah, he tried a real home project, working on an outdoor light, and got shocked. And he always referred to electricity as Mr. Electricity, but he said because of his new respect for it, he now calls it Ms. Electricity.
Hey, Rudy, thanks. Thankfully, we'll talk to you next week.
Okay, guys.
Okay, bye, Rudy.
Thanks, bye.
Bye-bye. There's Rudy Martzke. Rudy Martzke, everybody. America's #1 TV sports journalist from the pages of USA Today. Rudy's a powerful man. We got a break. We'll be right back. Buzz, powerful in his own right, with news after this.
Radio Gods.
Wow,
Don and Mike.